Another iconic 90s star.
Where do you remember him the most?
Because there's too many clubs to name.
Yeah, fuck that.
I think Leicester, for me.
Leicester for me and all. The Walkers shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. Millwall.
Looked oversized.
Yeah, well, they always did.
But
though,
not just
then,
on him,
didn't
it
they?
looked
That
oversized.
was the fashion.
Socks down to his flipping ankles.
Yeah. Just
Zero
looked
shin
like,
pads.
yeah, it just looked like it. Somebody just sprung it on him, didn't they? Oh, by the way, we're kicking off in 2 minutes. Oh, shit.
I remember them 2 years on the trot, I think, last-minute goals at Wembley. Was it the League Cup and the playoff final for Leicester?
Stevie Claridge.
Should we get him in?
Good hair.
Very
These
good hair.
days.
I think.
Yeah.
I think he's had, the old weave.
Can't say you think. Is it
No,
factual?
No.
See what you
Oh,
think.
dear.
See what you think. Right. Put it out there. Don't know.
Your words, not ours.
Do you know if
Chris?
he does listen
Sorry,
to this?
Steve.
If he does listen to this, he's going to hate you even more than when he left the room.
Probably. Well, should we get him in?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's
Not
get him
before mentioning though O'Neills Sportswear.
Take a look
Links
at
in
the
the
website.
description. Get your kit sorted out for your team, or get Undr The Cosh kit. Links in the description. Sponsoring not just this episode but the entire series. All we can say is thank you to O'Neills.
Yeah.
We've gone down well. I think recently there's been an influx of posts with them on, dedicated live shows.
Live shows.
Cost the good gear.
Good quality gear. Any size, up to 7XL.
Yeah.
I think. That was as factual as Steve's hair job.
Let's
Right,
get him in. Well, fuck me, Steve. I had 14 clubs, and I thought that were a lot.
Yeah.
You had 14 after 35.
Yeah, it took me a while to get where I needed to get, and then I was sort of clinging on for dear life at the end, wasn't I? So, yeah. I went back to a couple as well, but
24 in total.
24, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of there's a few games though as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's about 1,081 games.
That's some going in it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm fucking useless, by the way, at everything. I am the most limited person you will ever meet in your life, right? But I fucking worked so hard fitness-wise. I was sort of like fucking everything that revolved around football. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you how this happened, right? So we was at Cambridge and the John Beck, and people don't realise this. So you played with some, what a good clubs you play for. We were the only team who could have gone through the divisions, okay, consecutively. So we've gone second division, first division, championship. We've lost in the fucking playoff final to Leicester to do that. That'd been the only team in the history of football who would have gone through all the divisions consecutively. So we're I'm like fucking off the Richter scale. I'm 26. I've got away with it. I've winged it, my fitness wise and all that. So I've never been beaten in a race. So a lad called Steve Welsh comes out the army, and we have this 2.5 mile run, and he beats me. It's the first time I've ever been beaten.
In a long distance race, not
2.5 miles, yeah. Oh no, not a sprint. No. Fuck. You would have had a fucking good mate. Every time me and you would have been close. So, now as well. So I'm thinking, I was like, fucking hell, what's going on here? So I've never been beat. So we went down to Blandford Army Camp pre-season. And it's the first time, 26 years old, the first time I can honestly say that I actually lived right. So you know what it's like at an army camp? You go down there, we had breakfast, we had lunch, and we had a main meal. But in between, we trained. So, and then and we had a couple of games as well over that week. So Sunday to Sunday. So on a Sunday, we do the army 2.5 mile run around the camp. And I've beat this kid who I couldn't beat a week ago, standing on my head. That changed my whole life. Just completely changed my whole life.
Your diet, how you live, everything.
Everything changed. Yeah. My diet.
So how were you living beforehand?
Oh, fuck. I used to live with my bookmaker. So I was living on fucking sausages and fucking pizzas and whatever we could get. I was living in... I'd lost so much money to him, he fucking took me in. So I'm living with my bookmaker, who's living with his family, and we're just eating whatever, doing whatever. And suddenly, after that, just everything changed. Started learning to cook, done my own stuff, moved out, got my own house, sorted myself out completely. And I genuinely believe that gave me an extra 400 or 500 game.
So if it weren't for that week, if you'd have gone, say, I don't know, Magaluf not Magaluf, Spain for the pre-season, that would have been a totally different story.
Absolutely, yeah. A week at an army camp gave me another probably 300-400 games.
And when you were going to the army camp, were you like, fuck me, an army camp?
I've done them before. You know what it's like, we've all done them.
Yeah.
We used to go every year. So we'd go down to Tor Point and bits and pieces. So it wasn't a new experience, but it was just, I'd always winged it.
Just going back to the very start, you know when Portsmouth released you as a young lad, did you give up the dream then?
So basically, I'm very immature. I ain't grown up.
Still not?
Not.
Are you still the same?
Oh no, I'm at that age.
Right.
I'm
Sorry.
60.
I thought you meant now, Steve. Sorry.
No.
I'm a big fucking kid, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but basically, I was an immature 16-year-old. So with actually a gambling problem as well at that age. So I'm sort of dealing with things that I didn't have the equipment to deal with. And there were one or two other things that happened that really got on top of me. So, and then I didn't go to college, which didn't go down very well there. I was a little bit railing against authority, so to speak, whatever. And then obviously when I got thrown out, I ironically broke my ankle at Fratton Park, and I broke it badly. So I've gone from your dreams of playing football to being in a cast, and I was out for over 9 months with a badly broken ankle. So I went and I got a job. I had 3 jobs. I had a market stall. So I had a fucking side the road. Okay, 16 years old, 17. I used to bunk off school to go up sell strawberries at Wimbledon. So I was like a bit of a
wheeler dealer.
Geezer. Yeah, even at that age. So I've got a market stall, side the road, pitched up. My dad's got a field. I'm pitched up in the driveway. £24 Thursday to Sunday. I opened Thursday to Sunday. First weekend, we took £24. 1991, I took £7,000 Christmas week. £7,000. I was
a lot of
earning
strawberries, that, isn't it?
Fucking, let me tell you, I was earning what was I earning at Cambridge at the time? I was at Cambridge at the time. I just moved and signed a deed at Cambridge, and I had to give that up. So, but because I was at Aldershot before Cambridge, so I could get to Aldershot and do my stall and everything.
So while you were playing at Aldershot, you were still doing the fruit match?
Well, we never got paid at Aldershot. Obviously, Aldershot was fucking bonkers. It's just, I'll give you an indication of what Aldershot's like, right? Okay, so I went back there about 3 months ago. It's a celebration. Okay, celebration. Do you know what I was celebrating? 20 years since being fucking liquidated. That's what we're celebrating.
You've got to spin a positive on it, haven't you?
So I'm thinking. So we didn't get paid at Aldershot. So the club actually went under. So we never got. So I'm selling fruit and veg out the back of my car to the lads, sort of any which way I could. I had a landscape business. I used to go and I can remember I used to go to people's houses, and one of them I did 2 weeks at. This woman went away for 2 weeks. Fucking got a swimming pool, so I'm down there swimming in her fucking pool.
Didn't know anything about landscape gardening, or
not a fucking thing, mate. Our neighbours have reported me. They've come back. You're sacked. I got sacked from the other landscaping job because I was hid behind a tree reading the Racing Post, and they fucking saw me from she stood in the window upstairs, and they can see down. I didn't think they could see me, so I'm just sat there reading the fucking Racing Post. Yeah, off you go. So I thought I better get back into football because I told you I was useless at everything. So, but I was a good money getter. Good money getter like that. And if there was a chance I could wheel and deal. Yeah. Then
So you had very much been in and out to that point because you're still doing the
Very
landscaping
much.
and
Yeah, absolutely.
you've been
Yeah,
at
it was-
Bournemouth,
Yeah.
Weymouth, Crystal Palace, then Aldershot.
yeah, right. So I went to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth at the time were
Was
on
that
their
Harry
knees.
Redknapp?
Yeah, it was Harry Redknapp. Yeah, they were on their absolute knees. Never had a pot to piss in.
Were you too young to have any crack on Harry Redknapp? Did you have much to do with him? Or?
No, I did. I mean, I made my debut at Bournemouth. And funnily enough, I played my 1,000th game at Bournemouth, strangely enough. So it was weird the way it worked out. But no, I was, because I went on loan to Weymouth. Weymouth at the time were a massive club, huge club in the non-league, top 3 in the non-league. And Weymouth bought me for sort of like 15, 20 grand. And Bournemouth couldn't get the money in quick enough. They were so brassic. I went to Weymouth. They had 3 hotels. The club owned 3 huge hotels. You know, they put you up. It was like they were the league club and Bournemouth were the non-league club sort of thing. So I went there, and it was obviously non-league at 17 years old is tough going.
You still had your side hustles of selling the fruit and veg?
Yeah,
and-
because obviously Weymouth I can get up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must
So
have been a good earner.
and I can remember almost missing a game because I went to cut a cabbage for the stall, and fucking nearly chopped my hand off. So I put the fucking knife through my hand.
Just give him the full cabbage, Steve. Just give him it all.
Sorry, physio. So I've got a little bit of a problem. Sort of nearly cut my hand off. He went, they just wrapped it up. And I got on with it. So.
Do you know at this point in your career, are you just thinking, I just want to make enough money to make a living out the game? You know, look, I'm looking at how many clubs you've had.
I didn't think that the strange thing is that money with regard to football was not the be all and end all. It was not an important. It was an important part of my life outside of football, earning money, but it was an important part in football. I knew my value. What I felt I did okay is I knew the clubs that I wanted to go to, and I knew what I was worth.
At that point, at Weymouth, where were your aspirations? Did you have aspirations as for a longer plan?
No, I never had any long plans. No, I was not that.
Just
one
keep playing football, keep earning your money on the side.
That wasn't. Mine was always to try and get as high as I could, but there was no plan to get as high as I could. Yeah, it was just that's what I wanted to do.
They turned down a lot of bids, didn't they, Weymouth?
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, we moved to a new ground, and they opened the ground, and it was open with Man United come down, and there was 8,000 people. It was a fantastic day, and Lincoln won it that year, but we beat Lincoln first game of the season, funny enough, 3-0 at home. We were top of the league at Christmas, and then a natural spring broke in the middle of the pitch. I know, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? So we didn't play for 3 months at home. Didn't play a game. Couldn't go on it. You couldn't walk. They were putting planks to walk on because you couldn't walk because it was just a natural spring that they couldn't stop.
So where were you playing? Just other grounds?
Other grounds. So we played at Poole, Bournemouth. I remember playing at Bournemouth. Finney Jones got sent off with Len Bond, our keeper. Right good fight as well, by the way. You'd have appreciated that. Proper good fight, all the way to the dressing room, and then in the dressing room. So yeah, we would have won the league that year and got into the Football League. But yeah, natural spring break, and we've just played literally everywhere.
Was Palace one of them that you just couldn't turn down?
I should have turned it down, but
What happened there?
I should have turned it down for 2 reasons. I should have turned it down because Wright and Bright were up front, and you're just not getting. I've never seen 2 players rule the roost like those 2. They were absolutely untouchable. Good player.
Within the dressing room?
Within everything.
Yeah.
Within everything. Almost ran the club. But they were, that good. They could do that. They were seriously good players, especially Ian Wright. And Alan Smith. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Big gold chain. Don't play outside the area. Stay in the confines of the area down the pitch. My whole game was about getting about the pitch, getting hold of it, linking the play. Didn't have a clue what he was doing. Absolutely shocking. Who was allowed who scored? Really great lad, a hat-trick at Manchester United. See, my memory is shot.
Dennis Bailey.
Okay, what a lovely lad. Okay, so we're playing. This is Alan Smith for you. He's the manager. So I had a dreadful time getting up the A3 to Palace. I'm only a kid. It's roadworks all the way up the A3. So every fucking time we used to go up, it's horrendous. So I turn up for a game at Merton, which is where they play, and I'm late, and it's fucking Portsmouth as well. Team that so I'm late for the game. I'm like about 20, 25 minutes late. So he says, you're late. Yeah, sorry, gaffer, fine, I accept that. Right, you're on the bench. Blah, blah. Yeah, well, it's nothing like to say I'm late. You know what it's like. If you're late for a game, that's it. You're fucked. Next week, we're playing at Palace at home. And Merton was their training ground, obviously, Sellers Park. So John Solarco turns up late. He's gone to Merton, not Palace, the home ground. So he walks in, and Alan Smith goes, "What's happened?" Yeah, blood. Okay, all right, well, get your stuff. Get on then, you're obviously starting. Hold on. I was late. You fucking dropped me. He's late. He starts. How the fuck does that work? The one thing that you must do as a manager is everybody, regardless of whether you like someone or not, is to treat them the same.
Yeah.
I had another incident like that with Alan Ball. So I thought, oh, fuck this. I'm not having this. He can't. So I went and fucking had a word with him.
There and then?
Yeah. Oh, proper, yeah. I wasn't having that. That's just, and that's the way I was. So I'm not going to, you're going to treat me the same as him, or you can fuck off. Do you know what I mean? That's not how it works. And then I never liked him. He didn't know anything about football. He wasn't a football person. Never. Everything he said to me was totally anti what I was about as a footballer. And at that age, I knew what I did well, and I knew what I didn't do well. So it was. I was just glad to get away from him in the end, and I knew I wasn't going to play because the two lads in front of me were proper players.
And have they paid a few quid for you in all Palace?
Yeah.
What level were Palace at that point?
Palace were Championship, I think.
Right.
Yeah, but getting
To
promoted.
walk away from that is
Getting promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I went to Aldershot on loan, and I'd rather play first team Aldershot than I would reserves Palace. It's got to be part of something, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Take some bollocks. Pulling them up on that.
Yeah, but I think by then, without sounding, I don't mean to be arrogant here, but I knew by then I was good enough to have a career.
Did Right or Bright buy any strawberries or?
No, unfortunately.
No, fuck them.
No.
I'd have thought he'd been into strawberries, right?
Tell us about John Beck at
John
Cambridge.
Beck, yeah. Well, obviously, as I said, that bit about John Beck was responsible for taking us to Blandford. So, and he was massive part of making everyone very, very professional. But it was all about John Beck. It was all about, not we had a great side, it was about, because he grew the grass longer in the fucking corner and he put a sign up and he jumped in a canal somewhere or he fucking did something stupid just to bring the attention to him. 80% of what he did was great. He got good players in, got fantastic players in, got a good side together. But would not budge. We went first half of the Championship. We're the best team in the league by a country fucking mile. We just went to Ipswich, 34,000 people, turned them over, 2-1. Got the winner, actually, which was great. I think we've gone 3 points clear, 4 points clear, game in hand. Would have gone 7 clear. Got to Christmas. So everybody's played us once. So we spin round, and I remember first game that we played someone the second time was Newcastle. Brian Kilcline was playing centre half.
Yeah.
Brian Kilcline never came within 20 yards of me. I'm the centre forward, he's the centre half. He's standing in the corner, heading the ball away before I've even gone to run.
Because he just knows you're just heading for that corner all the
Going
time.
into the corner. You weren't allowed as a centre forward to get it and pass it to a midfielder. You had to get it and hook it on. Didn't matter who to, just hooked it on. You couldn't get it and pass it to a midfielder. I did that once. Got it down, passed it to a midfielder who took a touch, hit a shot, Chrissy Ledbetter, hit the bar. This is 12 minutes into the game. My number come up. Took me off. 12 minutes into a game. So I've walked off. By this time, it's a fractious relationship anyway. So by this time, I'm thinking, I've had a fucking gutful of this geezer. So I've walked into the dressing room, stood in the physio's lounge. So they've come in at half time and a 2-0 down, and he's give everyone a bit of a bollocking. And then he's looked over to me, he's gone, and you? He went, you fucking get in here. I went, nah. I said, I ain't doing nothing else you say now. I said, I ain't going to be humiliated like that. You ain't doing that to me. So he's walked across and he's gone. His fucking eyes are gone. So he's walked across and I know what he's going to do. So he's come up, he's gone to butt me. He's gone to butt me in the head. So I've seen it coming, pushed him away. He's fell into, because back in the day, all the medical equipment was quite big stuff. It was all, like fucking Daleks and stuff like that. So he's fell into it, come out of it, and now he's starting to swing.
Swinging.
So I've got hold of him, grabbed hold of him, got hold of his head, put it under there, fucking start smashing as hard as I can. So I'm smashing his face like this.
It still looks a bit angry, doesn't it?
Gary Peters sees what's going on, so I've got Becky here. I'm banging him. Gary Peters jumps on my back and proceeds to try and strangle me. Daisy then jumps on Gary Peters' back to try and get him off. In the end, it all gets separated. This game's on telly. He goes out second half, and he's got the biggest fuck-off black eye you've ever seen. There's people obviously on the telly saying, I wonder what's happened there. He comes in after the game. He goes, points at me, he goes, it's a shame you lot, points at the rest of the team, didn't show the same passion as him. I should have fucking hit the cunt first that I was there. But there we go. Yeah.
So do you think he actually appreciated it then?
As I said, 80% of what he did, he made us all professional. He got great players, but he would not give. And if he'd have let us play, because all we did in the end was we put the ball into the corners, we got a throw in or we got a corner, we put pressure on it, and then we threw the ball into the box. That was what we did. But we were so much more than that. I'm up front with Dion Dublin. Me and Dion, you haven't got a better two in that division to go and get the ball, get hold of it, go and play, we were terrorising defence, but they knew what we were going to do. So he wouldn't give. And he said I remember him saying at half time in one game, he went, he said, put your hand up if you think we should change the way we're playing. And there was only one person who put their hand up. That was me. He said, put your hand up if you think I should leave. There's only one person who put their hand up.
Had you all been canvassing as well, though, before that? Had you all been speaking
We need to change
amongst
it up,
yourselves?
We need to change it. And yet when he comes to say it, I'm like, yeah.
You fucking shitbag.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
having said that, to be fair, we played a game the day before, and it was a one-touch game for an hour. That's purgatory, and of course I can't do that. So I wouldn't do it. So what he used to do was, as his punishment, was to put me in the centre circle and run the fucking rest of them.
Well, just while you stood in the middle?
Well, I'm stood in the middle, and then you think that would, he'd say, he's the one that's made you run. He's the one that's caused you this problem. I'm thinking, do you think I give a fuck?
Keep going, lads. Keep going. Faster.
Good lad, John. Well done.
Was it because you were banging them in that he had to play you? Was it was it when you said it was fractures? Was that the reason?
He tried not to.
He couldn't but.
Yeah, he couldn't but. But another one who turned down a proper bid from Blackburn as well.
Did you know about this at the time?
No, Ray Hiron told me. Because Kenny
That
Dalglish,
been Kenny Dalglish as well at the time.
Yeah, Ray Hiring told me. Because obviously Ray was Kenny's assistant.
That's an interesting technique, the headlock. Yeah. Headlock and swing.
No, I just managed to
Even though...
get him under the
Still taking something to John. It's still an aggressive.
do you know what? We would have been, we'd have been in the Premier League at 26, and that would have been the inaugural season as well, 91.
You know, after the incident of duffing him up, he said that at full time about having more passions. But was there any other consequences after that? Was it forgotten about? Was there a pulled you in on Monday or anything?
He used to have me in every Sunday morning on my own. And then Gary Peters, Gary Johnson I used to just run on my own. There wasn't really an awful lot more he could do to me, to be fair.
Yeah, I suppose.
He'd sort of like, he tried to isolate me but it was never going to work.
Yeah.
I was an integral part of the side.
Yeah.
I think they knew what I brought to the party, the other lads anyway. So it was...
That's the most frustrating thing for the manager, isn't it? Thinking, I wish I could drop this fucker.
Yeah.
With a black eye as well.
But knowing that you can't.
Is that Paul Rayner?
Yeah.
Steve Evans' assistant?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
What's he like, that fucker?
I like Range, but fuck yeah, he drive you fucking bonkers. It's like having your missus round you every fucking morning, noon, and night. He's just non-stop. He's always got an answer. Even when he's wrong, he's got an answer. Even when someone's bettered him, he's got an answer. But I liked him actually, Range. He wasn't bad either. He could play a bit as well, to be fair to him.
Because it seems to me in the Evans-Rayner relationship that he's got fuck all to. He's got no say whatsoever.
No, he wouldn't have. No. And that's how I would see that relationship. Yeah. Range would be the sort of like the patsy, so to speak. But he's done well, hasn't he, Steve Evans? He's done much as he's not everyone's cup of tea. He's done well.
So I've got here Cambridge sold you to Luton for 120 grand.
No. 175.
Right.
It was a record for Cambridge. It still stands now.
And then signed you.
No, sorry, they signed me back.
Yeah.
What have they signed me back for? Have you got?
I've got 195 here.
Yeah, that was the record.
Sold you for 120 a year?
No, they sold me for 165.
Right.
And bought me a year back. Bought me
5
back.
months later.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you how to make money? Yeah? Okay. And this is the only time I got paid for being a bad player. Okay, so I left Luton. I left Cambridge, sorry, and I got a 30 grand loyalty payment. I'd done 2 years. So I'd done my contract, got loyalty payment. I went to Luton and get a sign-on fee. So I signed for 3 years at Luton. I got 120 grand sign-on fee, 30. I stayed for 3 months at Luton. Just didn't work out for one reason or another. I didn't play particularly well, and the club was in freefall, turmoil. Just come out of the Premier League and was 40 players, and I don't think there's one player at the club who wanted to be there. So you get 30 grand. So I've just got 35 grand to leave, and I've been paid 30 grand sign-on fee. Sign-on fees when you leave a club have to be paid. You have to pay them up in full. Okay. So I've done 3 months at Luton. I've got 35 grand from Cambridge loyalty. I've signed 30 grand when I signed for Luton. I then get another 90, because obviously I have to pay the rest of my sign-on fee up. I can go back to Cambridge and get another 35 sign-on fee. So I've had 5 payments of 30 and 35 grand in 3 months.
You're a fucking genius, aren't you?
Put the strawberries in the bin.
In 3 months. That's not your wages, that's nothing. I didn't, obviously, that's not something that I did intentionally.
Yeah.
That's just the way it worked out.
It wasn't by design.
But that's how bad players make money.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a bad player. I was a bad player for Luton, but I wasn't a bad player.
So who signed you back then?
Gary Johnson.
Right.
John Beck had left by then. Went to we all left the year after we didn't get to the Premier League. John Beck then, I think, lost his next 12, and John Beck went to Preston, didn't win in 14 or something, and that was it.
Went for a run yesterday in my O'Neills shirt.
Did you get many
Beeps, whistles, beeps, whip-woos,
Wolf
honking.
whistles or...
Wolf whistle.
No.
Chris, you're an attractive 40-year-old man.
I don't think it's me, I think it's the shirt.
Makes sense.
Well, we have to say a massive thank you to O'Neills Sportswear for sponsoring not just the episode, but the entire series once again.
Custom-made kits, 4 to 6 weeks designed to deliver.
If you've got a team, whether that's 11-a-side, 5-a-side, 8-a-side, 6-a-side, all the sides.
Minimum of 12.
Yep.
Maximum of... Well, there is no maximum.
No.
They will clothe the whole of England if you order them.
The main selling point for me, though, is the quality of the kit. You know, you just... For the price, for the numbers that you're getting, for how quick you get it, designing your own kit, putting your own touch on it, you can, like we said before, I think you 1-0 up before you've even kicked off.
Disagree with us if you want, but I wouldn't hesitate in wearing that down the pub with a pair of jeans. Or playing 5-a-side.
Or running down Charlie Road.
Very quickly.
So all you've got to do is follow the link in the description, or you can go to O'NeillsSportswear.com.
That is very good gear, by the way. It's
Good
probably
piece of
it's
kit.
probably the best that we've put his name
Unbelievable quality. Unbelievable quality. After that, Barry Fry took you to Birmingham.
Yeah, Baz bought me
Another
in the dressing
colourful
room.
character.
Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, Baz would, he weren't strong, he was done. Baz was merciless. Oh, I can remember Kev Francis.
Yeah.
Big Kev come. First game away.
6'7".
Yeah.
I just remember him
huge,
massive.
huge.
Stockport, Bury.
That's it. Yeah, he was a massive part actually of us getting promoted that year, to be fair. But he came around sort of February time and played Crewe away. We got beat 3-0. Dreadful game, and we were shocking. And he sat next to me. Baz come in. We're all thinking, oh, fuck, he's climbing the walls like. So he's torn everyone off, and he's gone to Kev, and he went, you. He said, you are the worst fucking signing I have ever made. Bearing in mind, we've had 54 players that season. He went, Ed, his assistant, he went, how much, we paid 800 grand for Kev. How much have we got left on that transfer? He went, have we paid it all? If there's anything left, give this fucker back, he went. Because I can't have him here. He's the worst fucking player I've ever seen. Give him back. He's 6'7", full of shit. He said, look at him. He can't control the ball. He can't do this. He went into one for about 5 minutes. Kev's like this. Like this. I'm thinking, fucking... And we're all used to it. So we're all sort of like this. So Baz walks out and Kev sat next to me. I said, Kev, I said, fucking hell. I said, I think he quite likes you, mate. I said, I've heard far worse. He's sort of fucking, really?
Did you see him break?
He could break players.
Yeah.
He could break. We went through the most amount of players. I think we broke Coventry's record that was set in something like 1956 of players used in a season.
And how did you react to that when you first arrived?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was a bit of me. Yeah, I started off horrendous. I remember the first game I played. I parked in a pub because I was rushing around. I didn't know where to park or anything like that first game. Ran in, had an absolute nightmare of a game. I remember a lad running down from the far side all the way down the stand. He ran down, he went, pull your fucking socks up. He said, you are fucking shit. It's my first game. I'm thinking, oh my giddy aunt. So I've gone to get my car and the lad's in the pub so he's come out, had a right fucking pop at me. His mates are dragging him off me, literally dragging him away. I'm thinking, it's hardly an auspicious start to my career at Birmingham. So I jump in the car, turn the local radio on. They're doing a poll on the worst players ever to play for their clubs. So it comes up, it's Birmingham. So I'm thinking, fuck off. One game. There's no way I'm fucking getting on that. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You can't put me on that one game. Fucking finished up third. One fucking game. Third on the all-time worst player at Birmingham City. I'm fucking barely one game. Oh, it was shocking though. I was absolutely shocking. Fucking yeah. But thankfully, it was brilliant.
Would he come for everybody, or did he have his favourites that he would leave?
No.
No favourites.
Everyone. I can remember getting man of the match, and he would use the same language in the sponsors' lounge as he would in the dressing room. They're a bunch of fucking cunts, that lot, aren't they? They're fucking useless.
Prawn sandwich.
Would everybody just take it with a pinch of salt once you knew what he was like? Was it like, Barry's off again?
I mean, you obviously you had to take on board what he said. He wasn't a great tactician. He was he was a really, really good judge of footballers and characters and what was needed. Wasn't a great tactician. Wasn't a coach. Did one session. Remember, we did one session Sunday morning. We just got beat. He came in he had a snakeskin suit.
Oh,
It was rascal with his leopard skin shoes, no socks. He came in, right, he went, you fucking lot, get here. Okay. Right, 4 in that corner, he went, 4 in that corner, 4 in that corner, and 4 in that corner. And then he went, right, he went, fucking run, you cunts, run. And walked off. That was his one training session in 2.5 years.
snakeskin suit.
Did he even give you a direction to run in, or just run?
No, just fucking run.
You can't.
But he was, as I say, he put together a really good side. And what they did was, after about 10 games, they were quite cute, the Sullivans and the Golds. They said no more players because it got ridiculous. Went no more players, and for 25 games, he couldn't bring a player in. We went unbeaten.
If he had his way, would he just keep signing players?
He just kept going.
And the players leaving at this point, or is it the point where you've got like 50 training every day?
20 in that corner. 20 in that corner.
We played at Watford, and our assistant, that's Ray Harford at the time, stopped a bloke from getting on the coach. And the bloke said, well, I've just signed. He said, well, I don't believe you. Yeah, he signed about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I went, well, fucking tell me, will you? I was just trying to stop him from getting on the coach.
I know when he was at Peterborough, he used to do all the wheeling and dealing,
Yeah, he loved that.
Sorting contract.
Great
Would he have done that at Birmingham, or did they have? So your
that.
contract.
Karen did a lot of it. But Baz would get the players and say he would sit in on it, and good cop, bad cop sort of thing.
You know, when you were on that, pull your socks up. Did you get any managers pulling you up on that?
Only the ones that didn't like me. Yeah, Becky used to try and say, but
yeah. Would you just do your own thing though?
Fuck it, no. I without sounding like a lunatic, it was psychological. This sounds, and if I tell you, it sounds mad, but it was. I did it psychologically, and I can't really tell you why, because it would make me sound like a lunatic, but it's crazy the reason.
No, go on.
But it was just.
We like lunatics, don't we?
No, it just it.
Did you wear pads or not?
I did, but the ones with fins.
Yeah.
I just took the fins out and then scrunched them down.
Right, so basically just material.
No, it was just material.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never made a fucking tackle, did I? Didn't need shin pads. I need shin pads around the back of my legs, not the front. So I pushed them down, and this sounds fucking crazy. I pushed them down because it made my foot look smaller in my boot, and it made the boot feel on. I used to like boots. I didn't like boots, low cut boots. I used to like high backs to the boots.
Bit like the old rugby boots.
Yeah, so my foot would feel in the boot. I know that may sound stupid, but that was just part of that is what I had to have a hit. That side of the boot had to be high So my foot felt in the boot. I didn't like my foot moving around in the boot. And that's how I felt comfortable.
Was that right the way through, starting?
Yeah, absolute right the way through, yeah.
Because it's out the box, isn't it? Because nobody else was, I mean, they're all doing it now.
Yeah,
but
no one put their socks down then. No, nobody. I was the first person to wear sun cream. I used to get slaughtered. So I used to come out white as fuck. Everyone used to laugh at me, but you do it now and everyone's...
And was it just purely so you didn't get sunburned?
Yeah.
January.
No, so I do now, yeah, put it on now.
You laugh. Well, I played with a lad who used to put it on in December because he liked the smell of it and it would remind him of the summer.
Yeah.
So it was a...
What was that?
A lad at Oldham. I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
Oh. Throw him worse under the bus than liking the smell of sun cream.
Have you got any crack on Paul Tate? Paul Tate? Have you got any crack on
Birmingham. I saw Paul the other day. To say somebody can change, please don't tell me people can't change, because he's proper grown up. He's doing the kids now.
Yeah.
It's sort of he was crazy. He'll tell you himself. I mean, fucking his dog. I don't know whether it died or it collapsed, but it ate one of his fucking ecstasy pills. And I remember David Kelly. He had a fight with David Kelly at Liberties in Birmingham, and then waited for him outside with just a massive brick. He's going to smash him over the head with a brick, and he was fucking... I mean, he's the one who put shit on the Villa, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he by his own admission, but you see him now and he's just fantastic.
Different
great
character.
Calm down. You know, sometimes you can't always be the loudest person in the room. Sometimes you've got to listen and observe and understand people before you actually get to know them. And that's what he does now. He's far more calculated. He's not, it's studious, and he works people out, and he's good, and he's you can see why he does what he does, because he's good with people now.
Where were you at in terms of like nights out?
Yeah.
Would you socialise with your teammates?
Always. It's every Saturday night.
Is that what you...
Yeah, all the time.
Do you like a drink or just there?
Don't drink, but I drink.
Never drunk or...
Yeah, when I go out. Yeah, I've done the stupid things. Went and jumped in the canal at fucking Bobby Brown's, fucking suited and booted and bollocks. Done all stupid things. I'm the last person home. First person on the dance floor, the last person home. But I don't drink, only when I go out.
You alluded to it earlier, but you said you were gambling at 16.
Yeah, I had a friend, I had a neighbour, and we used to do cross doubles and trebles, and that started me off. And then just...
Did it ever affect your football?
I think, no, it didn't, but it should have. And probably, I think back and go, did I play football, because I needed the money at the end, or did I play football?
Because you loved it.
Yeah. Because obviously when you get to that stage where you're hanging on, it's not always great. It was hard work at times, but I wouldn't have given it up. I struggle to give it up. Still find it difficult now. So I err on the side of just love playing football. Yeah, did a lot of damage.
So do you know your 30 grand, your 35 grand in that thing? Did that just all go on gambling, or did you? That pretty much what you did with it all?
Do that in a day.
A what? A day? Jeez. So it were bad.
Oh, unbelievable. I've made money as well. Yeah, so I've been good property wise. And I've earned strong money in football and that. So yeah, but we've all got to cross the boundary. I think you realise in life, everybody has problems, but it's just how well you hide them, isn't it? Really? That's all it is.
And was you good at that? Was you masking it?
I think so.
During your career?
Yeah, because I could separate the gambling from the football.
Right.
So I could, I was 37 and second top scorer in the championship. I was named player of the season at every team that I finished the season. So if I did a complete season, I was named player of the season. So I did not have a full season where I was not named player of the season. So
it's an incredible stat, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not 16 times I was named player of the season. I remember going back to Millwall. I went back to Millwall with Brighton, and I scored, and the Millwall fans chanted my name. And Keith Stevens, who'd been at Millwall for 25 years, man and boy, said, "I've never, ever seen anything like that. I've been here 25 years," said, "and I've never seen them do that."
Because we've had quite a few lads on that have struggled with gambling throughout their careers, and a lot, if not all, have said how it affected the football.
No,
you
lucky.
seem very different in that.
No,
Switch it on and off.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't. Listen, I can remember playing for Millwall and losing 76 grand at 2:30. I'm in the warm up. Now I've got to go and play a game of football. But I can deal with it. As I said, I think the thing you have to realise as a gambler, as an addict, is you can't ever go, when you get to a level, you can't go back. This is, I heard someone say the other day, he'd lost a cut of bob, and then he said, "I just do it as a bit of fun." No, you don't. You can't do that. If you were an addict, you can't ever do anything for fun.
Yeah.
You either stay at that. It's like you start on weed and you go to heroin. You don't go back to weed.
Yeah.
You either stay on heroin and you die, or you get off heroin. That's your choice. So I got to a level where I either bankrupted myself and lost everything, or I stopped.
How long ago was that, Steve, if you don't mind us asking?
14 years. And that's.
Was that something? I don't want to focus too much, but was that something you need to seek out with at the time? You just stopped?
I just got sick of being sick.
Yeah.
Fed up, being fed up. I think you realise in the end, you semi-intelligent. What am I doing here? I might win next week. I might win next month. But I won't win next year.
Yeah.
In the end, I'm going to lose.
So are you like, straight after training in the bookies?
I trained with £5,000 in my pocket at Cambridge. In my sock.
How big did your feet look?
That's why I got the idea to push my socks down.
That's how we're going to say. I'd pulled them up.
It's
We had somebody message, I think they lived in the same town as you, and said, "Is it true you bust a full bookies from one bet?
Yeah.
You won one single bet."
Yeah. Couldn't
The bookies?
Yeah, couldn't pay me. Yeah,
That goes back to what you were saying about the worst thing you can do is win.
Yeah. I'll tell you, right, I was at Luton, okay? Not having a great time, as I said before. It's March. It's Cheltenham Festival. Horse called Ishtibrack. You're not gamblers, are you? Do you like a bet?
Yeah, I like.
Well, a horse called Ishtibrack. You come over from Ireland. John Joe. It's running the champion hurdle. It's won the champion hurdle 3 times previous. I've got to get on this horse. Got to get on this horse. But I've got no money. How can I get on this horse? I know what to do. Sell my house. It's the only thing I've got any money in. I said, "Missus, you go home." She's living with her mum and dad. Unbeknown to her, I've sold the house. I've got 260 to play with. Horse is 8 to 13. So I've had 260 to win 160. Got no house. So I wake up day of the race. I'm just about to get my car to drive to Cheltenham. And it comes on the radio. The horse has bled from the nose. Fucking hell. This is an anti-post bet. Now, back in the day, anti-post meant you don't get your money back if the horse don't run. So this horse has bled from the nose. Fucking hell, let me tell you, I bled. It wasn't from the nose, but I bled. Fucking hell. So I jump in the car and just go down there under the pretext that this horse might not run. And might. Anyway, it does run. It wins. And I get myself a 4-bed detached house with the money. Because that's what I used to do, was I had a win. But the moral of the story is, if you think it's stressful when you sell your house. You fucking think about me, okay?
There's a chain. There's that fucker there pulled out. None of them asking price.
About me, all right? Pulled out.
What happened with the sale? Fucking horse had a nosebleed. Put a fucking tampon up.
That was, strangely enough, I finished up with a multitude of houses because every time I won, I would buy a house.
You must have been, when you won, you must have won big every time then.
Yeah.
You must have lost big as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost. Absolutely. But yeah. So I would buy a house.
Did you ever tell you? Are you still with the same missus now?
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
I just don't know nothing.
She's not still at her mum's now, is she? Come on, sweetheart.
I mean, it took 6 months to tell her.
You can come back.
I had a great time in 6 months.
But she must be, well, fucking hell, I know.
Going back to playing, what kind of manager did you want? How would you want to be dealt with as a player?
I think probably the way that someone like Martin O'Neill would deal with you, somebody who was not constantly a cloud over you. It wasn't like you couldn't breathe. Somebody who knew when to step in and when to step out, when you needed a manager and when you didn't. Somebody who tactically was sound and understood characters and what was required. And Martin ticked all of those boxes.
Yeah. And then, like, personally, when you arrived at Leicester and you've got Martin O'Neill managing you, was it a breath of fresh air?
No. I went to Leicester. Unbeknown to me, my thyroid gland had packed in. I had an irregular heartbeat when I was a child. My heartbeat would go really quick, so I'd just sit down on a pitch while people were playing around me because I couldn't breathe and I couldn't run.
Regulate.
Everything, my body just drained of energy because, it wouldn't regulate the heartbeat. So they stuck me on some amiodarone, which, unbeknown to me, the side effects of amiodarone is that your thyroid gland, it knackers your thyroid gland. Do you know what a thyroid gland is? It's the thing that produces all the energy in your body. So you can't function without a thyroid gland. It produces every bit of energy that you have. So I got to a point where I remember playing Millwall at home and ran down the tunnel at the old Filbert Street, got to the centre circle, bearing in mind I was as fit as you can get, and I'm killed over. I've not started the game. I've just run out for the warm up. I'm shaking, shivering. We started the game, and below my knee, the pins and needles were so extreme I couldn't feel the ball. I was that low on energy. My whole body had just shut down. So I've gone 12 games at Birmingham without a goal, not knowing what the fuck is going on because I can barely move, and then Martin still bought me, for 1.6 million off the back of me going 13 games without a goal. And then I went another, I think 4 or 5 at Leicester without a goal. So you're talking nearly 20 games. Now I'm 1 in 2.5, 1 in 2, 1 in 2.5 for 1,000 games. So what's the matter? I don't understand. So I'm starting to think, I read an article on MS. I'm starting to panic because there was some of the symptoms were similar to that. I'm thinking, what's going on here? I've gone from, as fit as you like, someone who can barely walk, couldn't get out of bed, cold. The cold was unbelievable. Headaches were so extreme. Played in a game and he took me off after, 20 minutes. I could barely move. I said, Gaff, I just don't know what's the matter with me. He said, look, I need to go to hospital because there's something really drastically wrong with me. I said, and it was the last 3 weeks prior to that. It had been a build-up.
Got worse.
The last 3 weeks, I literally couldn't get out of bed. I was freezing cold with all these clothes on. I went to the hospital and I told that this was on a Saturday night after the game. I went to see the doctor. I explained to him and literally, he didn't say, but he said, I think I probably know. And he gave me thyroxine tablets. I took them that night. took them on the Sunday, took them on the Monday. I literally was right as rain. That quick. Tuesday, Martin went, I'm not playing you. We had 10 games left. We had to win. In the end, it worked out we had to win 8 of the 10 to get in the playoffs. And it was away at Crystal Palace. And I sort of begged him. I said, Gaffer, I really feel good. I feel great. I feel better than I've done for 6 months. And he played me. We won 1-0. And I bent one in the bottom corner. And we went and won 8 out of the next 10. And I scored the goal that got them into the playoffs at Watford. Beat them 2-1. And then obviously got the winner in the playoff final in the 120th minute.
Some turnaround, because I imagine the fans might have been not on your back.
No, they were demonstrating. They wanted Martin out. They wanted us all out. No, we couldn't go out the front of Filbert Street. We had to go out the side and out the back because they wouldn't let us out. Martin O'Neill out, get out. Horrendous. And as I say, 10 games later, he's a hero.
So have you had to literally plead with him to play you against Palace? When you said he's not going to play you, have you actually had to beg him to change his mind?
Absolutely beg him.
And I'm assuming here, or I'm asking, that's leading up to the single best moment in your career, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not. Scored a winner in
There's a cup final the year after,
but
but
nothing.
That 120th minute.
Nothing compared to, playoff final winner to get into the Premier League. What are you going to get better than that? What are you going to swap for that?
Probably 260 on Isterac at 8 to 13.
Quite possibly. But that's the biggest.
No, because it's a massive game.
It changed your life. Winning. We won scoring the winner in the. We won a couple of cup finals and scoring the winner in that was the icing on the cake. But to get to the Premier League after 49 games, and I lost a playoff, at Millwall, and the next season the team that beat us had Liverpool away, and I think we played. Can't think who it was at home, and we got beat 6-0 first game of the season at Millwall. Imagine that as an experience, getting beat 6-0 at Millwall. I learnt a whole new language that day.
Quick drinks break, gents, to talk about our favourite VPN service, NordVPN.
Have we been watching out?
No, I've not actually. I've not had time. I'm busy, but I have got a couple of lads on it because they're going to Benidorm for Cheltenham.
Right. Oh, they're whilst Cheltenham's on.
Yeah, whilst Cheltenham's on, so they'll be able to watch.
Bounce the location
back, and they'll be able to do whatever they need to do while they're in Benidorm.
Yes.
Say no more, John.
I like it. Because if you don't already know what NordVPN is, like John's just said, you can bounce your location from anywhere in the world and bounce your location from the UK to over 111 different locations across the world, I believe now. So that it appears like you're there. You can watch your sports while you're abroad or watch sports that are going on in other countries.
I think the first question that springs to my mind, is the security still watertight?
Oh, tighter than ever. Because it's not just about bouncing your location, it's about keeping your bank details, your passwords, everything under lock and key.
Do we have an offer?
Yes. Of course we do. 30-day money-back guarantee plus, here's the big one, 4 months free as part of your subscription.
That's a third of the year.
Mm-hmm. Where do they need to go?
Absolutely free. All you've got to do is go to www.nordvpn.com/kosh, or you can follow the link in the description.
Of a bash.
We've had a lot on who said about Martin O'Neill giving the lads plenty of time off. Was that good or bad for you? Obviously...
Mine wasn't, it didn't matter about having an afternoon off and, was I going to go down the bookies? I mean, if you're an addict, you'll find a way of doing what you've got to do, no matter what.
I didn't just mean on the betting, but obviously you say you wanted to train hard.
Oh, no, I went and I stayed on. So I remember first day I got into Leicester, sat at driving to the gates, and then obviously said the gates open. Stood at the gates is like this girl, absolute double of Cheryl Cole. Double Cheryl Cole, about 16 fucking stone actually. So So anyway, I unbeknown to me, I pull up to the gates, and she gives me a punnet of strawberries. I don't know. I love fruit. I eat so much fruit. It's ridiculous. But by me taking that punnet of strawberries, I didn't realise that was me declaring my undying love for her. Yeah, I didn't realise. You see, it's just one of those things. She manages to get herself inside. She's obviously there every day, and they've let her in. Anyway, it's my birthday, so she gives me a present. So I take the present, put it on me peg, go to the train, and obviously do a bit extra after training. So I come back in, and the lads have opened the present, and it's a red leather thong. I'm thinking, fucking oh, no. So I'm getting changed. The lads are outside, and they've got into her ribs a little bit. Oh, he's got it on. He loves it. It's fantastic. It fucking looks really good on him as well. You should see it. Which it wouldn't have anyway, even if I. But anyway, so I get out there, and by this time, she's gone to me. Give us a look. I said, what are you on about? Because I'm obviously aware of everybody's told me you've got it on. I said, no, I haven't got it on, and I'm just about to do. We've got Liverpool on the Saturday, so I'm doing an interview for Central. So I pick up the mic and start to get interviewed. And as I'm talking, you can see this movement. She's fucking absolutely launched herself at me. But as I'm doing the interview, we are rolling around on the fucking floor. She's trying to get my fucking pants down. The lads are fucking pissing themselves. Right? We're rolling around. She's a big old girl, so it's quite a fucking struggle. Fucking get out, mate. I mean, thankfully they broke it up, and we're obviously now happily married with 2 kids. So. That was true up to the point. But fucking I'm sitting there. She absolutely hit me like fucking Mike Johnson sort of thing. I'm thinking fucking rolling around. And just all I can remember is the lads just absolutely falling about.
That's baby reindeer attack.
I know, yeah.
But good fun.
How did you get on with somebody? I was just looking at who we've had on in the past. How did you get on with Ian Marshall?
I liked him. I played up front with him for a while, and he was good. He's a good player, and he's funny lad as well.
Yeah.
Were you at the football club when he put the outlet monitor on the dog?
When he put the heart monitor on the dog, yeah. He's fucking.
I think we've got a print off actually of a picture in training where he's wearing a jumper that says "I've had a Claridge" on the back.
Is that what he's put? Yeah. Well, you didn't see me train. I was the worst fucking trainer.
Oh, is that what it was?
I was horrendous.
Did you just not like it?
Just like to. I only like to run. I didn't like to train. Training was shit.
Let's have a look at it, Chris.
Oh, it's just a fucking nightmare in training.
You've got it.
Oh, is it?
I think
I used to just permanently wear the yellow jersey.
So the yellow jersey was for the worst trainer.
Yeah,
and that must be. It is yellow that jumper sweat, and it says I've had a Claridge on the back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was just fucking rubbish in training.
So you prefer doing the running than when the balls come out?
Running.
You'd be like,
oh, fucking boring now.
I think he might be the only player I've ever heard say that.
Yeah, quite possibly.
There's another picture here with Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, with that. Yeah, and Ruddock should be behind him.
Oh,
Razor's behind him, yeah.
Where were you then?
In the middle somewhere.
No, what club? What club are you at?
Oh, I think...
Just at the end of the hand.
Wolves, I think.
That was Wolves.
Yeah.
And that was QPR I was playing against, if I remember rightly.
If you could pick a 2-year period, where would you say your peak was?
Yeah, I think probably.
Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, I peak because of what we achieved, whether or not, and peak because I was allowed to be the player that I wanted to be and I knew I could be. You know, I wasn't allowed to be that player at Cambridge. I was played with really poor players at Portsmouth, although I was at my peak somewhat there, even though I was older.
I was going to say, how old was you at Portsmouth?
34. So as I said, at 37, I was.
It's unbelievable that your career just seems to have
got better. Yeah, because
like you said before.
But that is me that parallels with me as a person.
Yeah.
So I've gone from really immature, person who doesn't know what life entails or what I need to do to be a professional footballer, to somebody who is and I don't take this the wrong way because it's not meant, but I was the consummate pro. So everything I did my whole life was built around football. That was it.
Talk about your time at Portsmouth when you stepped into management. Was that
well? I thought it was management, but obviously it wasn't, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Was it tough to get the respect of the players at all?
No, I was the best player at the club. I was the most important player. That wasn't a problem. I don't have a problem stepping away from them. But what happens is you're not given the correct information at the time, so you're not told that you are a caretaker manager.
Did you think that you had?
No, I had the job.
You had the job.
I had the job. See, and this is where people. What you have to understand is where people think. I go through because I was immature and did silly things at a young age. People will think that is you now and forever. So I've always struggled with that because people's perception of me is always of the person that I was, not the person that I am. So Milan Mandaric gives me the job and tells me I'm the manager. He wants to give me a manager's contract. Listen, I've been around. I know what this is about. A manager's contract. It's not worth fuck all. They'll give you a gardening leave. They'll give you a 3-month break, whatever. They'll just pay you 6 months. So I get a new contract, but I give myself a player's contract. I give myself a 3-year deal. But it's a player's contract, not a manager's contract.
I give myself a 3-year deal.
Well, I did. I went first 11 games unbeaten. So we were flying. So local lad. But I know the situation. I know how things work in football. So I've got to look after myself here and cover all the bases. So they present this, and I said, no, that's not what I want. I said I want a player's contract because obviously I'm still playing. He doesn't know this. He thinks I've been given a manager's contract. So I sign a player's contract. I only got 2 months in the job, and then he relieves me of my duties and then expects me to go back and play, which was obviously not ever going to happen. Because obviously I distanced myself from players. I'd fallen out with one or two. So I'm sat on a 3-year deal and I've doubled my money. How are you going to get out of that?
That's like them apples, Milan. Well, you're like, when you're getting this other contract, you're like, 2, nah, fuck it, I'm going to give myself a 3.
Well, as I said, I was told I would be there for the next 2 years.
Were you happy to go into the management because this is
34?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the club. And that's something that, I wasn't there to take the piss out of the club. I took a massive drop to go to that football club from Wolves. I halved my money. So what I'd basically done is put my money back when I signed that new deal to what I was originally on when I came to the club. So if you fuck me over, I'll fuck you over.
Is that Graham Ricks came in?
Graham Ricks.
And the manager just stuck with a player on a 3-year contract that realistically isn't going to be playing.
Isn't going to play. And was going to fuck every session up.
Yes. Did you got it in your locker to fuck it up? Yeah. Because some people haven't.
I was gutted. It was my football club. Portsmouth was my.
You've done well, though. You've done brilliant.
Really well. Yeah, I had. Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't want to leave. I didn't, but I'd just blatantly been lied to. I've been misled and lied to, and I wasn't. And the thing was that I covered myself, and the only way that you can not hurt people but hurt them is, or you're only out with regard to getting back at someone that lets you down, is to say, well, you pay me the money that I'm owed then.
So you say you covered yourself. Did you have an inkling that this might happen?
Yeah, we've gone through manager after manager after manager. So, this was not something that...
He underestimated you, didn't he?
People do. It's fine. Best way to be, isn't it?
And what did you do to ruin the sessions?
Nothing. I just went and fucking booted the ball away a couple of times and fucking said... He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm fucking beer. You just pay me up and let me fucking go. So I'm putting on Graham Ricks to go to Milan Mandaric and get rid of me, because I couldn't get Milan Mandaric to do that.
And was Ricks all right with you?
Did he understand?
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah, he was fine. So, and in the end, I had a really good relationship with Milan. When I was a player, really good relationship. But, I don't know why he didn't give me longer. I really don't. But that's just one of those things. So, it's so you just make the best of a bad situation. That wasn't the one that killed me. The one that killed me was what Paphitis did to me at Millwall. That's the one that killed me. That one was, I could get over that one because I was still playing. I was still the best player at Pompey. I went to Millwall. I had 3.5 fantastic years at Millwall. A club very similar to Pompey in the way that the people are and the fans are, and what is said about Millwall is true. There's no bullshit there. All right, son. All right. They don't treat you, but if they take you, fucking die for you. Fucking unbelievable.
Could you tell that one when you first signed? It was a testimonial at Tottenham.
Fucking hell. There was a game, and I got injured, and it was like a testimonial game against Tottenham. And it's difficult to get into Mill. You driving to Mill, driving out of Mill, it's fucking hard work. It's right in the middle of town, and the traffic's horrendous. And so I thought I'd just leave a bit earlier. So I go to walk to my car, and it's a flood of people running out the ground. Like all these geezers running out the ground. So I said to one of them, sort of like just banged it. I said, he went, all right, Steve, yeah, all right. I said, what's going on? He said, we're going around the other side. He said, we're going to have it with the Tottenham. He went, you coming? Fucking thinking, hold on a minute. I'm sort of, what do you say here?
No.
I'll tell you what, I'm sure it was around the time when, do you remember the Mike Bassett movie when the England player was fighting? I just sort of brought that to sort of, no, I said the old knee sort of give me a bit of gyps to him. I said, so you keep on. I said, you get on with it. Thinking, fucking. He went, you coming? I went, no. You're right. Oh my God.
And this is a testimonial /
just a benefit game. Yeah, it was just you have to understand. Yeah, it's not the norm. They can pull on 10,000 geezers to go to a game if they need to.
So what happened when you got the job with Paphitis?
I got the job. What happened was I was doing the Confederations Cup in Germany, which is a prelude to the World Cup. So I'm doing that for Channel 5.
Commentary?
Yeah, commentaries and all the stuff that you do. And Jeff Burnage rings me and says, would you like to interview for the job? And I said, yeah, brilliant. So I flew back, spoke to him, and he gave me it. And I said to him at the time, I said, what's happening with Theo? No, Theo's gone now. I said, you sure? He's gone. So I rang Theo. I said, what's happening, Theo? Because I know what Theo is like. Yeah, I'm finished. It's up to Jeff now. Jeff can run it. So Jeff said to me, it was a fire sale. Had to get rid of everyone. So Jeff said to me, I'll never forget, he said, for every 800 grand you sell, you can keep 100. Fine. I just want to do the job.
You're all for sale.
Yeah, I just want to do a job. Anyway, yeah, but at the time, you've got Paul Eiffel, Timmy Cahill, Richard Sadlier. You've got the most unbelievable set of youngsters that the club's ever had. 5 or 6 come through the youth team, just as an, not the norm. This is a one-off freak, where this has happened. So we started to sell players. Got rid of. I think we brought in about, I don't know how much it was, but it was a significant amount of money. Anyway, I've got about 500 grand to play with. It wasn't 800 to 100 anyway. He did cut it down a little bit, but that was his first. So I've got 500. So I've gone in for Marlon King. He's at Forest, but he wants to come back to London. So I've gone in for Marlon King. I've got Steve Guppy signing, and I've got the goalkeeper who was at Gillingham. I can never remember his name, but he was a really nice lad. And he went to Blackburn.
Jason Brown.
Was it Jason Brown? Yes.
I think it was Jason Brown.
Right. And I had him signed as well. So I had 3 signings on the Friday night. We were playing a friendly. We drew 2-2. And I can remember playing in the game. And as I after the game, I went into my office to sign the 3 players. So this is Marlon King. Okay, Marlon King scored 23 league goals for Watford that season. They got promoted. They beat Leeds 3-0 in the final of the playoffs. Okay, so you got 23. He signed for 500 grand from Forest, wanted to come back. Steve Guppy and Jason Brown. Jason Brown went on to play for Blackburn, goal in the Premier League, and Gups obviously was a great player. I'd played with him at Leicester. So I've got those 3. I need to see you. This is Paphitis. We go up to his office. It wasn't his office, sorry. It was one of the restaurants. And sat across the table, we went, I'm letting you go. He said, bloody, bloody, blah. He said, and by the way, he said, on that performance, you need to stop playing football. So I've sat there sort of thinking, no. I said, you can sack me. That's your prerogative. Even though he wasn't the fucking chairman, and he told me 4 times, Pontius fucking Pilate, 4 times that he wasn't anything to do with the football club. If he'd been on Dragon's Den, then he would have left Millwall, but because his ego was so big, he just couldn't let go. So I said, you can tell me, you can sack me because that's your prerogative, because you're, obviously he'd come back or whatever, he'd never left. But don't ever fucking tell me to stop playing football, because you fucking have you have no right, and B, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about in that respect. And I thought I was going to fucking go over the table at him. I'm just thinking, you cheeky bastard. I've done what I've done in the game, and you're telling me, someone like you, and this is on top of sacking me. I had 33 days, didn't get a game, did not get a competitive game. I never got a contract. Paphitis said, if I hadn't sacked Claridge, we'd have got relegated. Well, they got relegated. I've got a boy signed who's got 23 league goals, and he actually didn't sign for Millwall in the end. He was so disgusted with what had happened, he went to Watford, signed for Watford, and got promoted with them.
Was it personal towards you, or could you have been anybody?
No.
Had you had run-ins in the past?
No, I hadn't. I'd actually got on with him all right. I thought I had a reasonable relationship with him, but he surrounded himself with sycophants, just people who, basically. The only person who ever stood up to him was his secretary when I went to his business place. And she fucking put it on him once. And I thought, good on you. Well done. The only person I ever saw. He had people at the football club who were reporting back to him about what I was doing. Fucking unbelievable. And yet he was supposed to, I asked him 4 times, you're definitely not coming back. And he went, no. In the end, he told me to fuck off. On the 4th one, he went, stop fucking ringing me.
Jesus Christ.
I hope fucking Deborah gets every deal now, don't you? And fucking the big tall thing on end, whatever he's called.
If he'd have been on that, let me tell you, if he'd have been on that, I was fucking, I'd have been fine. And honestly, if I'd kept him up, it's all I needed to do. I'd have been a manager for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is all I've ever wanted to do, is be a football manager. So that hurt me, that did. Really hurt me.
Weymouth 2003 to 2004.
Yeah.
And then you sort of kick on again, go back up the way again, don't you?
Back playing.
Brighton, Brentford, or is this?
It's playing. That was managing.
Right.
Weymouth managing for a year. That was 17th to 2nd. And then cut the 4 games into the season, you're gone. Caught in the crossfire again, and then back to playing.
So you'd always just drop back playing.
I was player manager.
Yeah.
At every club I was at. So which is a complete and utter no, by the way. No, you cannot play and manage.
We've had a few on who've done that.
Can't.
What's the hardest thing?
You have to give everything to one of the jobs. You can't give everything to 2 of the jobs.
Spreading
it's not a job
thin.
that you can separate.
Did you just have a good assistant? Did you?
That's not. You can't have an assistant who's doing your job as a manager. You come in at half time. You get your fucking self sorted. That is fucking not good enough. And they're looking at you, and you've had a shitter, and you're going,
Well, that's the same to you.
That's a good yourself, Steve, if I'm honest.
quite sure that you're in a position to speak at this stage. So it's and just going and watching other teams, going and watching games, trying to stay fit, staying in, I was literally staying in there from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. So it's my first job, trying to do it right. It's just impossible.
So when it did come to packing in, did you struggle with it? Or
yeah, massive. Huge, still do now.
How old were you officially?
51. Played my last game at 51. I played in the FA Cup for Salisbury at 51, and if I took a penalty, I actually got the penalty, got brought down. And if I'd taken the penalty, I'd been the oldest player to have scored a goal in the FA Cup. I didn't know at the time, but yeah. So.
And what was it that you struggled with, the day-to-day?
I suppose it's a little bit like lads who join the army and they get surrounded by people who you rely on, and you're in a team, and you've got constant, there's constant people around you. And I like that side of it. I'm sort of quite personable in that respect. I don't mind my own company, but I used to love the banter and all that sort of stuff. All that can be brutal, as you well know. I loved all that, and I just loved being around people of the similar ilk.
Yeah.
I come out, well, you're taking the piss, I'm like, my mum went the other day, she went, you can't talk to her. I'm like that. So what do you mean? So I'm only having a laugh. Yeah, but they don't know that. So it's to differentiate between dressing rooms and normal environment. I just really struggled to
You were like that, weren't you? Matt, you were like that with us. When we first started this, we were taking the piss.
It's just relentless. Yeah. It's just everything's nothing's meant and there's nothing personal. Just take the piss constantly. I still do it now, and when people know me, they know it's just a bit of fun and that. But it's sometimes you think, that's all good. Yeah, I just miss. I think as well, and I don't want this to sound wrong, okay, because I don't mean it to be wrong, but I played up front. So I scored the goals. It's like you're putting the ball in the back of the net. It's you who's putting the ball in the back of the net.
It's not them fucking shitty centre halves who just had to kick it, is it?
Fucking shitbag right backs who can't play at the toffee. I don't. We're jesting, but do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know whether I'm trying to put this in a way that I don't mean it's just, but I get the experience to score the goal.
Yeah.
You're wheeling away, you're running to the crowd are singing your name. That buzz, that extra buzz, than the lad who's playing at right back who hasn't scored, who scored 1 in 400 games. I'm scoring 1 in 2, 1 in 2 and a half.
All the time.
I'm getting that feeling. I can still feel it now. That feeling of exultation. Now, it doesn't matter where I played. I got that feeling. I didn't have to be 30,000. It could be 3,000. But wherever you were, that feeling of scoring a goal. How do you get that back? What in life gives you? What takes you there? Aside from something that I don't want to do.
Mm. Is that what you miss the most?
That's what
right
I miss.
Now?
The moment.
Yeah, the moment. You can't have those moments. Can't get them back ever. That's what I miss at the moments. Yeah, I miss the lads. But those moments were private to me.
Mm.
And that moment of scoring a goal, fucking hell, wheeling away and running to a packed stand, get in, and they're all looking at you. That's just unbelievable. You can't replicate that, can you? I don't know what in life you can. How can I ever replicate something like that?
Maybe nicking a 10 out of 10 on a night out. Never happened to me, but
I was going to say, I'm still waiting for that one. So yeah, as I say, I wouldn't know about that one.
Oh, Steve, brilliant.
Thanks very much,
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.